So my name is Daisy Noyes, and I'm originally from New York, but I've been living in Australia for about 15 years. Um, I'm a photographer, and I used to do only large format film. That's how I started. And then over the years, I've incorporated digital, and I still do lots of film, mostly medium format. But yeah, at the moment, well, not at the moment, but before the pandemic hit, I was doing a lot of portraits of artists, mostly women, writers, um, that kind of thing. And then when lockdown happened, I really changed my practice to kind of reorient and take photos of myself because that's who was left to take photos of. Yeah, that's a cool question because I've been realizing how different the two lockdowns have been for me. And the first one I found really emotionally challenging, like mental health, emotional volatility, just coping with the changes and all the stuff going on. I just found that like super hard. And interestingly, my creativity like blossomed. I know that a lot of people had the opposite experience, and I totally understand that and get it. But for some reason, it was like I just had to do something, and the drive to make images was like it was like 100 times more than I've experienced in years, which was really interesting because since becoming a mother, I've been worried about my inspiration. You know, I don't have the energy, I don't have the follow through, and it's kind of feeling like, oh my God, is it ever going to come back? And then oddly, the pandemic just kind of catalyzed that. But yeah, I think like day-to-day life at that time was sometimes excruciating because my two kids are really close in age and they were fighting like tooth and nail, and you know, like 10 fights a day and stuff like that. It just seemed like, how am I ever gonna survive this? um, yeah. And I think the second time around, we all kind of sorted ourselves out a bit. And in some ways, I feel like we could go on and on and on now. But that first one was like a massive disruption. Yeah, so I've been doing a lot, and I still am doing this, like photographing myself with a self timer. And I know that there are like really cool contraptions you can buy that you can hold in your hand and control all this, you know, self portraiture much better. But I really like having a really crappy old camera. It's from like 1998. It's a digital DSLR. And I've got one lens, and the whole right side of it doesn't focus. And I have, yeah, only this 10-second delayed shutter, which I really am into. So I'm just setting up scenes and then like running in and taking my place, and then it clicks, and I'm trying to do that maybe 2 or 3 times and then no more. So I don't have much, I don't have a lot of photos for each shoot. And so that one was actually taken at the back of the house. You can't see it straight through the windows. We have this really high metal wall. I don't know why it's so tall. It's like double the height of most fences. And I was, yeah, just feeling really hemmed in that morning, and just thought, oh, I'll take a shot of like what I would like to do right now, which is climb up the wall and fly as far away as I can get. So I just, yeah, I basically got my son, my 7-year-old son, to pull the ladder out of the picture at the last minute because I had to use a ladder to get to the top. So basically the image is a woman, she's wearing a green dress, and she looks like she's sort of head over a fence. So all you see is her legs kind of hanging down. And the fence is also green, so it's very kind of all the same color. And yeah, so Augie pulled the ladder out at the last minute, and I think I did 3 of them. And yeah, I feel like there's 3 shots from that series that kind of go together. It's that one, and then there's one where I'm holding a burning, like basically our Christmas tree on fire in the dark. So that one's kind of fire. And then there's one more, which is me sort of leaping into the air with a lot of leaves and wind kind of blowing backwards. And the 3 of them kind of go together as like don't know, I was sort of interested in the elements. So like fire, air, wind, and I'm not really sure which element that one, the escape one is. Maybe it's air because I'm trying to get, out up into the air or something. But yeah, those things were like really strong for me at that time, like working with the elements and trying to get connected back to nature, because there's no way to do that when you're just inside all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. In many ways, trying to escape the restrictions or dreaming of escaping the restrictions, or now that they're starting to lift, starting to think about where we can go and that kind of thing. But I also feel like if I was going to make an image again today, which I'm still doing, I definitely wouldn't make that one anymore. So although it's still relevant, it's not maybe as kind of immediate for me. Yeah, and I feel like the images that I've been doing recently have been much more, they don't have a message where, that message is very clear, like, get me out of here. The ones that I'm doing now are much more kind of layered, and I don't know what they're trying to say, and I don't know what I'm trying to say. And it's more like kind of a deeper, digging down deeper into the subconscious. And there's a lot of unknowns down there. And I feel like that's something that the pandemic or the second lockdown really let me do, which was go really deep down. Like, I can't go out. I've given up. I'm just going to go in because, like, oh, there's plenty to explore in there. Yeah. So, yeah, I feel like that image had its kind of blossoming at that time, and it even won a prize. It won the Lens Culture Award at that time. And I feel like it did that. And even though, like, I'm still selling it, like, people are still buying that image, which is really exciting. I love to have the feeling that it's relevant for somebody, and I think it still is. But yeah, it does feel like a long time ago now. Yeah, I feel like, so yeah, I did sort of mention that I went kind of deeper into myself, and I've been taking photos that don't make any sense in the second lockdown. So the ones in the first lockdown were really about, my experience as a mom, or about the day, or about, just what it was like to be in a lockdown, and trying to visualize that and make images. And now I feel like I don't have a project. I don't have like a container for these images that make sense. They're just, I'm still shooting a lot, but I've been doing like a lot of stuff with flowers, because spring has come, and every day there's more different flowers all over Brunswick. And being within this 5-kilometer circle has been really interesting, because I've tried to explore that circle a lot more than I would have otherwise. And I think the feeling of time slipping has become something that I'm interested in photographing at the moment. Like, I've lost my sense of being able to tell where I am in a week. I don't know. It's all the same. There's like it's hard to tell if it's spring or autumn. Like, I don't know. And so flowers that sort of bloom and die in a few days has felt like one of the ways that I'm noticing time passing at the moment. And also their ephemerality, and the fact that they're always dying is really kind of like a nice reminder that that's true for me too. And yes, I've been like basically sticking my face in flowers whenever I find them and photographing that. I don't know why or what it means, but that's, so be it.